Hey everybody, welcome to my new series, Things I've Learned Since not only going vegan but also becoming an animal activist. In today's episode I'm going to speak a little bit about, had it in my head until I started making the video. It's funny, I can be quite eloquent when I'm like writing up a paragraph for my Instagram, but you put a camera in front of me, I'm still very much a novice at this, but I just feel like I've learned so much especially since becoming an activist. But I guess one of the things I've learned, and I always keep an open mind, but the intersectional aspect of this whole thing, intersectional veganism. Many of you have probably heard that title, and many of you probably practice the practice of intersectional veganism, and good for you. My experience with it has not been very positive. And I've come to understand it's not necessarily that the concept itself is flawed. It's the way people practice it, and I guess it's just like any sort of ideology, whether it's a political or religious ideology. They're always going to be prone to corruption, and unfortunately that's been my experience with it. Is not the beautiful sort of intersecting of different causes. Although I do know people that do it quite successfully. And I applaud them for it. Just I've been victimized by these people, and seen others victimized by these people that have weaseled themselves into leadership roles, and they use buzzwords like intersectional veganism and this and that and the other. But all it really is, in my opinion, in my experience, is just the political left wing hijacking the movement of animals for their own gains. And people are going to say, oh, well, he's criticizing the left, he must be a right-winger. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm just a dude, didn't ever give a shit about politics or anything my whole life. One day I woke up and I realized, oh, wow, holy fuck, I've been oppressing animals my whole life. Wow, it's still going on. I can do something about it. A very drop in the bucket, but it's better than doing nothing. So I decided, hey, become active, become involved, get out there, do your part. And kind of quickly understood that, wow, a lot of these organizations, they put the animal name on themselves. Hey, we're the so-and-so saving animals, something. I'm not going to be specific because I don't want to cause any wars. I'm just stating my honest opinion from my heart. I speak from the heart. And again, that's going to be another thing too, is people over intellectualize what we're trying to do here. They sit and they go on these big rants about the statistics. No, this works better than that. Eating is one of the basic things we need to do as any animal on earth, human animal. It doesn't matter. You've got to eat. You've got to breathe oxygen. You have to drink water. You need some sort of shelter. That's about fucking it, dude. I love listening to heavy metal. That would be on my short list as well. But if I never got to listen to it again, I'd fucking survive, I guess this is YouTube. I should probably not, swear so much. A good friend of mine, he's got a pretty big channel, says he doesn't swear. For as edgy as he can be. I know I'm getting off topic here a little bit. But, I guess YouTube is pretty much censorville at this point. So I'll try to keep it PC here, guys. But, again, nothing against anybody that wants to intersect anything and whatever they want to do. But the moment you cross that line where you're excluding people or criticizing people to the point where they're feeling ostracized and unwelcome in the vegan animal rights movement, you're being counterproductive to our end goal, which is to help the animals. In other words, you are literally killing animals by driving people out of the movement when you say, oh, somebody did something that was not PC. I'll give you an example. For example, myself, I'll put it up in the side here. Boom, right there, motherfuckers. Okay, and fucking technology's awesome. I can do that. I can say I'm going to do that. But anyway, a couple of years ago, I went to a slaughterhouse. There's a vigil, and up here in Canada, we have what's called Canada Day, okay? And it's a special day. It's kind of like 4th of July in the States, or pop the Queen in the ass with a hockey stick in England. I think you guys have that day there, I don't know. But it was our special day, so I went to the back of the slaughterhouse, and I was really cool with everybody. And you guys know me. I'm like super polite to everybody. I'm very easy to get along with. I have no hate in my heart towards anybody, whether it's a slaughterhouse worker, whoever, man. We're all just here. We're born. We have to get through 60, 70 years, and then we're going to die. Well, I'm not going to spend my time being hateful, okay? So I was cool with all these people, man. I was so nice. Hey, man, can I liberate a chicken for the, it's Canada Day? They were shaking my hands. Everything was cool. And then at a certain point, I guess somebody went and talked to a supervisor, and their attitudes changed. They became like super mocking, and just they were dismissive of me, like closing doors on me and stuff. And 5 minutes earlier, they were all handshakes and Happy Canada Day. So I got frustrated, and a new series was born, really. I mean, I think I'd already been doing my Finger Friday before that, but that definitely took it up to the next level, and it actually became a thing for a while, which was kind of fun. It was cool. But anyway, of course, the intersectionals were like, oh, you fingered a slaughterhouse worker who's an oppressed minority or whatever. I just saw a slaughterhouse worker. Actually, it was like 4 of them. I went around the ring, bam, fucking. I went around the circle, I got them all. But whatever the case, I just see a slaughterhouse worker. In my opinion, if you're going to run a save group and you're going to save animals, you should see a slaughterhouse worker, not an oppressed minority. Doesn't matter what color of the skin or where that person came from. He's a slaughterhouse worker. Doesn't mean we have to be hateful. Like I said, I was nice to him. I just happened to give them all a finger. Most of them probably didn't even see the finger, although one or two sure as fuck did. It was a pretty epic little video, in my opinion. But boy, the shit I took over that. Just of course, all the the yellow belly jellyfish. You're all like, oh, dude, that was awesome. But then as soon as some criticism came up, they're all like, oh, okay, well, we don't want to be associated with this guy because he's being criticized by the virtue signaling, virtue signaling snowflake, SJW. Put any buzzword you want on them. It's a real thing, and they are really dangerous, and they are really scary people, and they have no business being in any sort of leadership role in animal rights if they can't put aside their SJW tendencies for the greater good of our cause, which is the animals. If you're going to call a group an animal rights group, you need to be above and beyond everything else just for the animals. The moment you exclude people or cause them to not feel a part of, you are hurting the animals, and you are no longer an animal rights group. You are something other. I don't even want to name it. I'm not going to undermine this fucking epic little rant I just did by trying to name it. I don't even know what it's called, but it's not animal rights. As far as I'm concerned, where I live, I'm basically the only truly inclusive animal rights activist there is. There's a couple other people, I'm not going to name them here, but there's a few people doing good work, but they're not leaders of major organizations for the most part. Yeah, okay, there's a couple, but anyway. You know who you are. I think you're awesome. And again, I put this out as an educational video. We all go through changes. Take this as an opportunity to learn. I know the people that don't like me, and they don't like, whatever. Those people, I know they watch my stuff. They never comment, but I see this. I see them in my stories sometimes on Instagram stories or whatever. And it's one of those weird things, man. Like this whole stalking, and just don't look at my shit if you don't like me. And then, you look at my shit, never leave a comment, never like it, but only when I do something that crosses a certain line. It's like they're actually literally waiting for you to cross that line so they can pile on you just to further the case that it's absurd. It's insanity. We're a world of many diverse belief systems, many diverse demographics. We want everybody to stop eating animals. We want everybody to come on board. And the moment you start excluding people, you're hurting that. Okay. And when I do an event, like I'm going to go do a car-free day, I want anybody to feel welcome. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care whether you are, like against abortions to the point where you're like, want to kill abortion doctors, or whether you walk around with a coat hanger sticking out of your ass just in case you got to perform an emergency abortion. I mean, is that offensive? I don't even know. I don't even give a shit, man. I'm a dude. I can't have a baby. It's not my topic. I stay out of it, which I guess probably makes me pro-choice. I see the other side of it too. I see both sides of it. But as a dude, I ain't telling anybody what to fucking do with their body. But whether you want to tell people what to do with their body, feel welcome at events, man. Feel welcome, and the haters can fucking hate, and they can go fuck themselves, okay? Everybody should be welcome at an animal rights event because we're trying to help the animals. And that's one thing I've learned is, I can't even finish that thought, but fucking leave some comments or something, man. Like, respectful dialogue is always good. You know, oh wow, I just went over 10 minutes on this rant, so that means I'm going to make a fucking fortune because after you get over 10 minutes, you get monetized. My 125 subscribers, man, thank you. Thanks all 125 of you. You know, I've been out there doing great work, and I know that at least 5 of you out of the 125 appreciate it. All right, peace out, have a great night, and again, I mean no offense and no like real harm to anybody. It's just my feeling at the moment, you know. Much love to everybody, even you intersectional. That's why I waited years. I've been doing animal activism for years before I really made a rant like this, because you have your place too. We all have our place. Intersectionals have their place. Okay? Okay? It's okay. It's okay. Fuck.